Yes, welcome back folks. Today I'm going to take you through how to get ready for the summer and mainly how to go back to the gym after a layoff. Most people have just gone through a very long period of time without using substantial resistance. Most people for the last 6 months have probably been doing home workouts, either being in lockdown or in quarantine. I myself am in quarantine right now and will be back in the gym within the next 6 days. So today I'm going to break down exactly what you need to do returning to training after having such a long layoff. And this comes at a good time because we are now in May. Therefore, this allows us to prepare for the summer and to get some kind of good condition. If you happen to be going on holiday, wherever you are, if you're able to go on holiday, I'm going to go through some tips today and some general advice, especially how to build up any muscle mass that you've lost as fast as possible, taking a more unusual approach, I would say, in that I'm advocating doing less this time around. I think after having all these years of training, my training experience is about 6 years now, I think that less is actually more when it comes to training. You want to do the minimum amount of exercise that will elicit a response. Going back to the gym after such a long layoff, you haven't had access to compound movements, therefore you just need to prioritize compound equipment. Especially if you haven't done any home workouts, you've not been doing pull-ups, dips, push-ups, using any equipment at home. If you've had that very long layoff, you can literally just go back and just do one compound movement per body part. So for myself, this time around, I'm going to be doing a 3-day split. Last time in June last year, I went back to a 4-day split. Bearing in mind my layoff was about 3.5 months. This time my layoff from the gym is about 7 months. The last time I trained in a gym was mid-October. So it's been one of the longest layoffs I've had since about 2017 when I had an injury. So this time around I'm just going to take it by doing a 3-day-a-week split, which will be as follows: upper, lower, followed by full body. So yes, you might be thinking this doesn't seem like much. You're going to have 4 days off in the week if you do follow this kind of style. You would have Monday, Tuesday off and Thursday, Friday. But what I want to try and stress here is your training intensity and going closer to failure with exercises that you do perform. For example, I may be doing just one chest exercise on my upper body day, which would be a flat dumbbell bench press. But just because I'm doing those 3 sets means I'm gonna go heavier, I'm gonna go harder and go all out for those 3 sets. The intensity will be a lot higher. Also, we do have research that shows that you can actually make a lot of progress just by training at 80-90% of your max. Yes, so this type of style has been popularized or made famous by Dorian Yates, who was a famous English bodybuilder, I believe, from Birmingham. Whereas he was the opposite to, let's say, Arnold Schwarzenegger or Ronnie Coleman, who would train these super intense sessions, crazy all out. Dorian Yates was the opposite. He had a lot of success in bodybuilding, but he only trained 4 times per week and 1 hour per session. That was it. And he was absolutely huge, let's say. He did actually make progress with this. So typically in his style, it was like your first set you would go heavy for like 6 to 8 reps, and then your other sets you would back off. Your second set might be like 12 to 15, then the last set you might go all out for like 20+ reps, or basically straight to failure. But you're only doing 3 sets for that one exercise, therefore in theory you will be able to recover, because if you're only doing 2 chest exercises per week with that type of intensity, it will be taxing on you, but you will be able to recover quicker. The other thing is that we need to account for muscle memory. When you return to training after a layoff, your body undergoes recomposition. Our body has what are called satellite cells, which are kind of like memory cells. So any muscle that you have already built is a lot quicker to regain. When you're building new muscle mass, this typically takes longer, you need to be in a surplus. But when you're regaining muscle that you already have, this comes back in half the time. So what I will do is actually document my progress. So I will show what I looked like before going back to the gym, which is not going to be great because I've been in here for 3 weeks. I haven't done a single step or any physical movement outside of this room. So I will show my progress and see what kind of results I do get following this type of approach, which is also a different approach for me because I'll be doing a lot less volume than I'm used to. And I think after all these years as an intermediate lifter, I would say I don't think I need all that volume. I don't see myself ever training more than 4 times per week. Also, I like to mention nutrition. I think it's best to be at maintenance calories or even a slight surplus because your body will undergo recomposition. Therefore, you will burn fat and build muscle at the same time, you'll most likely look better at a higher body weight. So I think for nutrition, I don't really see the need for a deficit. I think naturally you'll be hungrier, you will have more movement, and you'll be burning more calories due to the demands of weight training. So I think being at maintenance or surplus is fine. Also, I like to touch upon cardio. I would also recommend doing some cardiovascular activity, whether it's treadmill, playing football, tennis, or doing some skipping, boxing, anything that you do enjoy, just also to train the heart. We have to always remember that the heart is a muscle, therefore it needs to be trained. You need to do cardiovascular exercise. Strength training is not enough. It's something I overlooked for years, but in the last year, I've been focusing a lot more on consistently doing cardio 2 to 3 times per week. And as long as it's something you enjoy, you're going to adhere to it and continue to make progress. Lastly, to touch upon the summer body to bring it all together, yes, I think if you do follow this approach, after about 8 to 10 weeks, you will notice significant differences in your body. You will definitely be leaner. So I don't think you have to do any kind of drastic cut, let's say. You don't have to do a drastic deficit to really get lean for the summer or have a summer body per se. I think this is all that's needed, and also you could throw in some ab exercises also if you really want to hit the core and the obliques. But I think just naturally dropping in body fat is going to reveal a lot more of your midsection. So I think that's all you need to do. So these are my tips on how to train after lockdown, after a layoff. I think less is more. This is the approach you should go for. I don't think you need to overdo it, doing 5, 6, 7 shoulder exercises per workout. It's just not needed. Once you've hit that muscle group hard with a compound movement, anything else after that is going to make a minimal difference. And I'm going to prove it with myself. I'm going to show you the results that I get from training. So thank you guys for tuning into this video, and see you in the next one. Peace out.